Hello, everybody. Thank you for sticking with us. If you have, thank you for joining us. We are on another session zero. Thanks, Brooks. I'm glad you enjoyed the VTM. It was fun to run. It's always a favourite of mine. I'm going to keep our fingers crossed that the tech is still with us. I haven't changed anything. So yeah, we've got a different Fancy Grounds up, and we have the webcam going on. So I'm going to catch my breath tonight. Session 4, Court of Five Thunders. A really cool sort of setting, and very interesting for a number of different ways. But we're not going to do the setting tonight. What we are going to do is we are going to cover character creation, session 0, and character connections. So first of all, I would very much like to introduce our players. So I'm just going to do it in order of people sort of logging on, and I'm going to use your sort of Twitch Fancy Grounds handles to sort of mention you, and then you can obviously say how you would prefer to be known on the stream. So right at the top, Quinzel123. Hello, welcome to Court of Five Thunders. Thank you for volunteering playing. Do you want to quickly introduce yourselves?
Hi, yes, I'm Sarah, and I share this account with my other half, so this may get a bit confusing when you see Quinzel123 come up multiple times.
It's okay. I'm sure I can cope with that. Welcome. And do you want to be known as Sarah? Is that sort of out of
Uh,
character? Is that good for you?
yes.
Perfect. Welcome aboard, Sarah. And then we move down the list to Konami Code. Sounds very much
Oh,
like.
hello.
Please introduce yourselves.
Yep. I'm Konami in chat. I'm going to be playing Kiyoshi in this game.
Okay. Would you like to be known as Konami
Uh, Either that or Ben,
or Ben?
Konami, character name, whatever.
I just wondered whether you were Konami itself, and you are a
Nah, just
multi-million.
a cheater.
Fair enough. So if it's okay with you, we'll keep it simple. Ben out of
Yeah,
character.
yeah, yeah.
Excellent stuff. Then we're moving down the list to Primate, a voice that if you were listening to our Vampire the Masquerade stream just a while ago, you might recognise. Please introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Primate or Andrew, and I'll be playing Tatsu tonight.
Very good. A spoiler there. Spoiler. And are you okay with Andrew out of
Yeah,
character?
absolutely fine with that. Yeah.
Absolutely. Last but not least, Insomniac without a life. Welcome. Welcome. Do you want to do a quick introduction for yourself?
My name's Josephine. Um, I'm going to be play, but you guys I've been known as Insomniac Without Life on Discord usually, but on Twitch is also almost similar. So, but I'm pretty fine if you guys just call me Insomniac
Okay,
because
perfect.
I feel it's kind of like cool and kind of fits me. So
Okay. Would you prefer me to call you Insomniac or Josephine out of character?
it's up to you, but I would prefer Insomniac more. But it's really up to you, really. Like if you feel it's kind of hard to
You've
pronounce Insomniac every time.
No, Insomniac. You have chosen. Awesome stuff. Thank you very much. And
Thanks.
those are our players for tonight. Not for tonight, for the campaign. Players will, provided they enjoy it, stay the same. Characters, maybe not. So the first thing we're going to do, as we do with session zeros, is we're going to create our characters for this. So the first thing that you need to do on Fancy Grounds, this is not just for you, our players, but also for people watching that will be using Fancy Grounds in future session zeros or in any of the other games that I run. Click on the library button at the bottom of the right hand side of the virtual tabletop. I think I've discussed this a few times. If you want to get all the buttons down the right hand side, you click on all, which is on the top of the page that you open up with the library. And then you need to access all of my content for players. You do this by clicking on modules, which opens up. Look at that. I love it when that happens because it's just like a page of D&D books. You can either choose the ones that are appropriate to your character, or download the goddamn all of them, and you've got all the content if your computer can handle it. I believe that most of you have done that already, which is really good. So the next stage is, once you've got access to the content, is we're going to the really exciting bit of creating the characters. So I'm going to open up. The way that you do this is at the top of the large buttons on the right hand side of your virtual tabletop. There's a little helmet fella and PC. You click on that, and that opens up the character selection form. I can see Primate has been super excited and has
I did.
already
I didn't
had-
realise it would create the thing at the top.
Yeah,
Sorry
no,
for
it's
I
okay.
was gonna
It's
say
okay.
someone is
I just
It's
wanted to get
beating
the
me in
progress.
this speed run.
yeah, I
You
know
need
who
to
this
create
is.
PC button from the library, right?
Sorry, say again.
The create PC button from the library, right?
Not from the library, no. You
Just the PC on the right. Yeah,
if you go to the right of the virtual tabletop, at the top there's a PC button with a helmet, a little knight head. It's right at the top, and it's just got PC. Can you see it, Insomniac?
Oh, okay, found it. Yeah, I
Yep.
can do it from here.
Okay, so just open that up, and it should open up a page that says character selection. Have you opened up that page?
Yep. And I
Perfect.
also already got to the what again, the star button thingy, the open character wizard.
Wow, you are ahead of me. Yes, if we
So that is
go
what we do.
if we go down to the little blue star which says open up character wizard, click on that, and it does indeed say what it does on the button, which it opens up the character wizard, and here is your control panel for creating your characters. I don't really feel I need to talk you through this. You've all created characters before, so you choose your race, your stats, your class, and your background. Make sure you put your name in. Make sure you save it. Don't worry too much about inventory spells and feats at the moment. I'll talk you through that process. Once we've got your basic character sorted, we'll also talk you through how your character sheet works and how to make dice rolls in the game. So start. I believe Konami wants to sort of beat people in a sort of speed character. Just remember, Ben, that all haste can fail you.
Make waste.
Yeah, can fail you. So we will see. But yeah, carry on making those characters. For those of you who have not seen this before, you use this wizard. It's really useful. Put your character's name in here. Choose your race. And once you've done that, you can do your ability scores. And when you do your ability scores, you get a choice. Yeah, you can change standard array to points by. Sarah, you can easily do that by the drop down menu where it says standard array, and you can choose points by if you want, or point by.
Where is the drop down, Andy?
So if you've clicked on your stats button, yeah, and it basically says select a method for determining ability scores, and it says standard array, but it is a drop down choice. You click on
Yeah, I
that
got
drop
it.
down choice, you get to choose. You know what? I'm going to be a devil here. I'm going to choose dice rolling. Look at that. Oh, look at that. It's exciting. I can do that again, you see. Can I do it again? It won't let me do it again. Oh. What I'm going to do is go back.
Sorry, I'm a proponent of, I never like of just like point by or standard array, because I never like chances, never leave anything to chances.
Oh, absolutely. Plus, we're only using standard array and points by. So I can do it because I'm in charge, but nobody else can. Yeah, wow, you're not seeing anyone use that before. It was like lots of dice rolls. It's really good. I mean, I can do this as well. I mean, who wants to see 20 d12 roll? I certainly do. The most swingy of dice. So hopefully you are getting on okay with that. Please shout up if you've got any questions.
It's giving me Tasha's options, and I'm trying to rack my brain for half
Okay.
of them do.
Uh,
It doesn't matter.
if you've pre-created your character and you know what your stats are, you can adjust them once you've loaded up your
Well,
character.
it's not that. Well, I don't want to spoil what I am, I suppose.
Okay, yeah. Keep it secret.
But,
Shh.
yeah.
Shh.
Keep it safe.
Sorry? Did I say? I said my name. I don't think I said my class, did I?
No.
No.
The only thing you've spoiled really in chat on another session 0 is how high you potentially can get your intimidation up to. Which
Yeah, it's not going that high. I'm afraid. I changed the build around because yeah.
why would you need it? I mean, it's funny. It is funny.
Yeah.
With my variant rules, you might well need it at some point. But K May Jonah has asked for more dice rolls. They most definitely like that. Let's do some D10s. See, look, 20D20 was 135 and 20D10 was 128. I somehow, as bizarre as it sounds, think that D10s are better than D12s.
Dear.
Was that an
Dear.
oh dear? Are you okay?
Yeah. This is a tough choice. Fort Traveler or Courtier? Oh dear. It's
Uh,
like, should I do a coin toss or something?
Never
Yes.
randomize your characters. Especially for this, you want to be playing a character that you want to play. Randomizing means it takes narrative agency out of you. So
Good fits. That's the problem. The features are good. So like one is useful for, bureaucracy stuff. Another is to take advantage of me being, the outsider. So it's kind of like, should I go one path or the other? It's, like both paths are appealing. You get what I mean? Like when you are at crossroads and both seems to be a pretty good options. You just need to figure out which one.
yeah, sometimes you can't figure out. Sometimes you just have to choose and go with what you have chosen.
But eventually, oh no, someone's appeared at the top.
Yeah.
I think we might have lost this race.
Getting you.
Yeah. Is that
I know
Ben?
I'm not going to win the race.
Oh, there is a picture as well going in. This is good. How do you set up cushion cups option for background? I don't think you set it up. You just choose it. So if you choose a background that is close to what you want, gives you some of your stuff, then we can change it in Fantasy Grounds itself, Sarah. So don't panic too much. Not that you're panicking.
No.
But yeah, so choose the one that is closest to what you want, and then we can delete some of the things and add some of the other things to get you exactly what you want. It shouldn't be a problem.
Sweet.
As I say, one of the things I keep saying, it's kind of really strange to say it about sort of a computer program, but one of the things I really like about Fantasy Grounds is it's kind of like paying pen and paper in terms of, if you make a mistake, if you want to change something, you can do it. If you delete one thing, it doesn't delete everything else. It just takes that out, and you can add something in. If you think that your character should have 125 strength, you can write it in. It doesn't go. You can't do that. The rules don't say you can have that. You can do that, and I think it's a great strength to it. It allows you to homebrew stuff. It allows you to go crazy with ideas. It makes it
Um,
very, very flexible.
I'm so sorry to interrupt, but you see, like I want to do a custom background. However, like, cause I picked the Far Traveler, it kind of locks me into only just like musical tool proficiency and a language, even though I prefer to get two tools instead.
So,
Like, how do I change?
as I said to Sarah just a moment ago, choose the one that is closest to what you want for the moment, and then we will edit it once you have loaded your character up. Okay?
Oh, so we edit after the character creation, right?
Yeah, create your character to as close as you can get it, and then we will edit it once it's loaded up. with me. It's absolutely fine. And kind of what I want to point out to everybody on stream at the moment watching is just look at this. This is our retinue of players, of characters that we've got for the Untold Chronicles at the moment. Each of these level 1 are taking part in this experiment of I think we're doing 8 campaigns, and they are campaigns in their own right, but linked together into an even more overwhelming campaign. And at some point, some of these characters might cross over into different settings. I'm loving, and we have to say a big thank you again to Hero Forge for the fantastic resource that they've got. These little miniatures are absolutely beautiful. It's a fantastic thing. I recommend you go out, check out Hero Forge, sort of buy some of their designs for your characters. If you've got your own 3D printers, you can do that. I know it's a little bit tough at the moment to play with miniatures, certainly online, but
Plenty of chance to get them painted though.
absolutely. I mean, it's I don't understand because I'm not technologically adept. Just how wonderful it is. It's just it's magic in front of me. Look at all these characters, all these different things, and it's literally breathing life for me into your characters. Yeah, thanks Brooks for the link. Check them out. They are absolutely fantastic. We have to say a big thank you to Fantasy Grounds as well, because we think that they are fantastic as well. They've done us good so far. It's all holding together. So it's looking good here in the fact that we've got the characters coming, and it's you are beating the other session zeros at the moment without a doubt. We might well be finished by 11 o'clock at the moment, but we shall see. There's no great rush. Just shout up if you need any help at the moment. A little thing that I will explain to the viewers whilst you're creating your characters about Fantasy Grounds is you click on this palette here which says colors. It does all sorts of things to the dice, so you can change the color of your dice, and I've been playing around with it and you can get some really interesting combinations of colors with it, which I think is really cool if you like your pastels or if you like your dark colors. You can change this. Changes the color of the number on the dice as well. You can even have black numbers on black dice if you really want, and you can roll them, but it still recognizes the number as you can see there. But what it also does as well, if we load up a map, for instance, I don't know whether we've got a map, but I think we've got the smoke here. If you load up the map, the color of your arrows are the same color as your dice, and you can do some really fun effects with that. So it's not just that, you can draw circles. So if you want to do your fireball, you can do that, but you can change the color to the color of the spell that you're casting, and it's a very neat little extra thing that you can do that you don't need to do. This is our wonderful picture of the smoke done by Liz as well. Thank you very much for that. How's it going, players?
It's all right. Are you all right
Yeah,
swapping something out in the
but
background?
from the character sheet,
Sorry, you're breaking up quite badly for me there, Insomniac. Say that again.
making the inventory sheet, it's the inventory stuff, setting that one up.
Yep, we can do that. Have you got your character sorted at the moment? So at the moment I've got Kiyoshi. Is that how we're pronouncing it?
Yeah, Kiyoshi.
Kiyoshi, and we have Tatsu. Is that how we're pronouncing it?
That's how we're pronouncing it.
Yep, and we have Kagayaki.
Kagayaki, yep.
Yeah, very good. So we've got those there. It seems that we've got an unnamed fella here, which
that was the one I originally added. So
All
yeah,
right.
you can scrap that.
I'm not sure if Do you want me to try and kick it and see
I'll
whether?
kick it. I say I've already created the other character, so
Yeah. So you think it's safe?
there's nothing in there. So
Yeah. No,
yeah.
I'm just kind of. Okay, I'm just going to delete that character now. So again, a little how Fantasy Grounds works. If you right click on most things, it brings up what this radical here, and quite a lot of the time you can just delete items from that. So a right click and gives you a confirm delete, and it's as simple
Time.
as that. Sorry?
How do I
I'm
add
calling
character
time. I
portrait?
finished my speedrun.
Very good. Well, I mean, we kind of about
Sorry.
20, 25 minutes. It's very good. Yeah, don't worry about your inventory at the moment,
The
minutes.
portrait what? No,
Don't
it's the
don't.
portrait. How do I add the portrait?
Okay.
I got the picture with me, but
Okay.
how do I add it?
If you wait a moment and let me explain it to you, I will talk you through the process. So, if you open up your character to your main page, okay,
Okay.
that's your front page. You will hover your little cursor over where it says portrait. Okay. Yep. Have you found the little black square next to your
Yes, already
character's name?
found it.
So click on that, and that opens up a window. Okay. When
Oh,
you
the weird back.
when you've got that window open, you'll see that there's a button that says folder.
Yes, found the button.
Click on that folder button, and it opens up a computer page that is outside of Fantasy Grounds.
Is the
So
folder called portraits?
no, did you click on folder?
Yeah, click on the folder. It led me to a folder outside of Fantasy Grounds
That's
called
right.
portraits, the file.
Yep, and you drag your picture into that that page.
Ah, okay, I get it now.
Well, just give me a moment because it's not as intuitive as one might expect. So close that page down once you've got your picture in there and click on portrait
I did
again.
it.
Yeah, you've done it and you refreshed it and there is your image. Excellent.
I
Perfect.
need to zoom in with it. I need to create one of mine that's a bit more zoomed in, I think.
Mm.
Oh yeah, sorry, yeah, because I'm seeing at the stream right now. Yeah, I think it does take time because it makes sense, uploading
Okay.
from my end to your end,
You're
going through the network and all that.
very, very crackly at the moment, Insomniac. See if you can just.
It's the push to talk, I guess, because I keep pressing up and down the button pretty fast.
Okay, it's breaking up a lot. So maybe if you slow down what you're saying, we'll be able to hear it a little clearer. But it was very crackly in my ear. Okay, so we have our characters now. We're going to quickly talk you through the character sheets. Again, you as players might already know this if you're playing lots of my games, but it shows Fantasy Grounds off, and anybody that is watching that is interested in knowing how Fantasy Grounds work is. So I'm just going to open up one of your characters. If you click on your little picture, which should be on the top of the virtual tabletop to the left, that'll bring you to your main page of your character. Now, the one thing to bear in mind straight away is that on the on the right hand side of your character sheet, there's a number of tabs. You don't necessarily notice them straight away. It says main, skills, abilities, inventories, notes, logs, and actions. This is how you access all the different pages. You just click on that and it takes you to the different pages. Um, the main page is the meat and bones of your character, really. Obviously, class and level, self-explanatory. Your proficiency bonus should be +2. Same for every first level character in 5th edition. Your background, your race, senses, ability scores that are down the left-hand side, and saving throws down the right. And then you've got your armor class, initiative, and speed in the center of your character sheet. And then you've got your wounds, maximum hit points, temporary hit points, and hit dice at the bottom of your character sheet. One thing to point out is that your wounds are how much damage you've actually taken. So don't fill that up thinking that is your hit points. That is how much damage you've actually taken. And as you take damage, you'll see it filling up until it hits 8 or more, and that is when you are dying. So we're going to go on to two of the more important functionalities of Fantasy Grounds before we start examining everything else. The two functionalities, the first one is this little brown button. So if you see where your background is, and for Kiyoshi it says folk hero, you'll see there's a little brown button with a little silver dot in the middle. They're kind of like a shield button. These give you information and allow you to move information around. So if you click on the button, it tells you all the information that is revolving around that subject. So I've clicked on folk hero, it tells me all about folk hero stuff. And it's the same for any of those brown buttons. You click on it and it tells you the related information. This is really, really useful. You don't have to start clicking on buttons, searching through books to try and find appropriate information about your character. It's all there in front of you, literally at a touch of a button. What you can also do as well is manipulate these buttons to put them down at the bottom of your page and hotkey them. So if you go, I kind of want to know about the folk hero stuff all of the time. If you hover your cursor over the brown button, you can drag it down to these bottom bars here and drop it in there, and it's hotkeyed now. So you can open it up anytime you want without even opening up your character sheet or whatever. Any brown button can be hotkeyed. So if there's a map or an image you want to particularly save, you can drop it down to your hotkeys and save it as well. If you're fed up of it, you can right click. Thank you very much for the sub. I really appreciate it, Pete. You can right click on it, which brings up a radical, and you can see clear slot, so you can clear the slot. Now, in terms of hotkeys, if you press Control, Alt, Shift, Control Alt, so Control Alt, Control Shift, or Shift Alt, it opens up a whole host of additional hotkeys. So you'll never run out of hotkeys, basically. The second functionality is these little looking glasses. These little looking glasses, there's one if you see on your main character page next to armor class, initiative and speed. If you click on these allow you to control the information. They don't give you information, they allow you to control it. So if you are, for instance, a monk or a barbarian and you need to increase your speed, if you've got a talent that gives you maybe +5 to your initiative, you open up the meat and bones of it through these looking glasses, and as you can see, combat calculations, you can manipulate the information to make the numbers right for your character to work. And you just need to remember those two buttons. Those two buttons do more or less everything to either give you information or allow you to manipulate information. Is everybody with me so far?
Yes.
Yep. Cool.
Is it just me or there's a problem with the leather armor? Like all I can find is just the infused leather armor.
What I said is don't do your inventory at the moment. We're going to talk you through inventory in a minute.
But I've already pinned intimidation down on the bottom left. Don't worry.
Yeah, very good. I'll talk you through inventory in a moment. It's much better for you to actually be listening to how this works, so you won't be asking questions later. If you want to make an ability check roll or a saving throw, you just put your cursor across the ability check or the saving throw and double click, and it will roll the dice for you. You can, if you want to be a little bit sort of rebellious, you can actually grab the dice in the bottom left hand corner, but you need to drag it across to the chat box and roll it instead. If you just roll it on the desktop, you'll see the result, but nobody else will. So it's good for if you want to make a decision that you don't want the other players to know, you can just roll it and go, yeah, okay, so that's making me want to do this. But if you want the other players to see it, and if you particularly want the GM to see it, you have to roll it into the chat box. The saving throws are exactly the same. You just double click on the saving throw number and you get that. That is your main page. If you click next onto the skills, this is pretty a straightforward page, and this is where we might have to do some jiggling for some people. This is a list of your skills. You have those brown button shields that you can click on that tells you about the rules for these abilities. What stat the ability runs off. The totals boxes is how you make the ability rolls by either double clicking on the total number or dragging the dice across to the box. The stars down the left hand side indicate whether they are normal base skills, whether you are proficient in them, whether you have expertise in them and the like. So you do need to double check that those are correct. Now someone was, I think it was Insomniac and Sarah.
The background.
Yeah, just a minute. I think both of you were saying that you wanted to tweak something. Does this either affect your skills? If we say Insomniac first, does your custom background affect your skills?
Technically, yes, but I already dealt with that because when in the character generation, it's kind of like the part traveler backgrounds.
Right. So you've done yours. Okay. I'll assume that is a yes. Sarah, have you managed to figure out yours?
Yeah, so I've just clicked on the star to get it to change what it says. So I've kind of dropped the skills that I didn't want.
Yeah.
And have picked up the ones, so they're now got the yellow star by it.
So you're happy with that, yeah?
Yes, thank you.
Cool.
I did the same, if that's all right.
Yeah. No, there's no problem with doing it. I'm just making sure that you know the process, and if everybody does it and doesn't know the process, that is where mistakes are made. I will flick back to the main page for the moment. And does anybody need to change their ability scores as well?
No, I've already done it. Sorry.
So you missed the mistake of saying yes. I've got 25 strength. Ha 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 ha. I've not had any sleep for an entire week.
Do you think
Okay.
have you had so little sleep that the chances are you might fall for that? Because if so, I feel a real shame that I missed an opportunity there.
Yeah. Well, it's gone now. It has gone now.
Yeah, your starting equipment has belt of fire giant strength in it, right?
This is it.
Yeah.
So wow. I mean, you folks are well ahead. I feel like I almost could take a nap now and everything could be done. But
it's because in the earlier videos you've explained it so well.
Thank you very much. You're saying that my genius of earlier has just made it so smooth and easy, the process, that I am not needed anymore.
Yeah,
I'm gonna forge ahead anyway. If not for you, for the viewers. And if I keep talking, at least I shall stay awake. So you go to the ability tab, and this tells you your abilities. Now this is slightly more interesting in the fact that it really just gives you the abilities you've got and doesn't necessarily adjust the things that you need to adjust on your character sheet. So for instance, if you get fighter's proficiency and you choose, for instance, archery, you know that you've got fighter's proficiency, but it doesn't give you that modifier in your action. So you need to be a little bit careful here and make sure that you've adjusted your character sheet so it is correct.
Yeah, I had to do that.
Yeah.
Fighting style. Yeah.
It is best, and I know I've mentioned this multiple times on each Session Zero stream, but yeah, I can see that Kagayaki is adding extra languages, but languages is really important. Make sure that you've chosen all your languages, make sure that they are spelt properly, so that the chat function down here, when you do use it, works nicely, because if you write in chat, it will register. And it's nice to see that all 4 players can speak Elvish, considering that is the majority of the language. So I think that's enough said about abilities. If you need to ask any questions, please
I
shout
need
up.
help. It's about the proficiency thingy because I want to change the tool proficiency. I don't want to take. I was thinking about making the custom. I don't want to use musical tool proficiency. I want to
Okay,
switch it
so
to tools instead.
just
How do I do that?
slow down a bit. So I'm looking at your character sheet at the moment, minute to midnight. At the moment, you've got hand crossbows, light armor, long swords, rapiers, short swords, simple weapons, and thieves' tools. What did you want to change?
Adding two proficiencies and removing the draconic language.
So you want to get rid of the draconic language, yes,
Yes.
and you
In
want
exchange for a tool.
right. I'm not sure that works. I don't think you can swap languages for proficiencies, but I'm happy to be corrected.
I thought it was custom, right?
I believe you can, yeah.
All right, you can.
Languages and tool proficiencies are both under the same banner in custom backgrounds.
Okay,
Assuming it's related to that.
so we can do that then if it's part of the rules. Oops, I was about to delete something there rather than add something. So what tool proficiency did you want?
Yeah.
What? I can't hear you, Minute. Hello.
Yeah, I was wondering with the tool proficiencies, they aren't in a side menu, are they? You just have to type them in. That was
Yeah.
what I figured out, yeah, which is fine. They're not, yeah.
Insomniac, I can't hear you. What proficiency did you need? Hello? Are you with us?
She's speaking in glowing green in the chat. I may want to leave and rejoin. Same issue we had right at the beginning of lockdown, I think, maybe.
Yeah. You are not connected with us at the moment, Insomniac.
Testing. Can anyone hear me?
Yeah, can hear you now.
Can hear you now. So what proficiency did you want?
Disguise kit.
Disguise kit. This is challenging me because I think that's how you spell disguise.
Wait. Can I like drag something from the items to the proficiency and it will automatically just link it?
No, I
I
tried it and it
No,
didn't.
it doesn't. But you've now got disguise kit on your proficiency. So your proficiencies now read as disguise kit, hand crossbows, light armor, long swords, rapiers, short swords, simple weapons, thieves' tools. And your languages are common and elvish. Does that sound right?
The thing is, it should be a second. There's another tool proficiency as well because the elfish came from my racial ability. So, okay.
So
For the second tool,
yeah.
I wish to have here's a thing. You see, should I follow the it says choose any tools, right? So like, should I follow my original backstory and pick the Weaver's tool, or can I be free and just assume I take forgery kit to complement the disguise kit? Because the
Well,
further
it is
backstory
your
part.
character. You need to decide. I'm getting a little bit of echo now and feedback from you as well.
Oh, it's the proximity to the speaker. I'll take a forgery kit.
Okay, forgery kit. I will add that to you now.
These are the tool trade. I mean the tools of the trade for a spy.
Okay, so that is your proficiencies changed. Very good. And then we move on to inventory. Have people managed to achieve such a thing? It looks like very much that you all have, which is good. Oh no.
I have not attempted inventory as yet.
You are going to get, look at this. If you look at the top of your inventory, there's a little box that says INSP, which stands for inspiration. And I'm giving you GM's inspiration there because you deserve it. You deserve it. Well done.
You're you're an ascetic monk. Is
Yeah,
that it?
that's very good. And let's face it, monks don't need any equipment anyway. Okay, thank you very much for allowing me to demonstrate what we need to do. Do you know what equipment that you need? Or do you need me to sort of help sort of look that up? The way that we can find out the equipment that you need, equipment comes from two sources. It comes from your background and it comes from your class. So if we pop back to your main page, are you happy with the equipment from Folk Hero?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so if you click on the button where it says Folk Hero, it opens up a window that tells you all about Folk Hero, and it fundamentally then tells you under proficiencies, which is strange, but it says Skills Tool and then Equipment. So you get a set of artisan's tools, a shovel, an iron pot, common clothes, and a bout pouch with 10 gold. So the first question, I guess, is what artisan's tools would you like?
I would like some calligraphy supplies,
Oh,
please.
very nice. So the way you do this is spell calligraphy, right? Is it kit? Is it calligraphy kit?
I think it says supplies in
Supplies.
the listing.
It's okay. My spelling is atrocious. There we go. Calligraphy supplies. Now, what I've discovered is if you download all of the data, you can drag in the free stuff, which is 5e SRD, but it doesn't actually do it as well as the actual things from the official content. So by dragging in calligraphy supplies from there, well, it hasn't done that. Let's see if it does it with Xanathar's. No, it doesn't. So that's fine. You've got a set of calligraphy supplies anyway. Then you get some fascinating stuff. You get a shovel. I mean, wow, rock and roll.
Good for you to dig yourself into holes with.
I would like to point out that in the pirate campaign that we run back in the day, the pirates went to hunt some treasure from a treasure island, and when they arrived, they realised that none of them actually had a shovel.
Yes.
Which is quite funny. Oh, how far they have come since then.
As far as I'm aware, we still don't have a shovel, but
Probably
it's become less important.
I think it was even worse in the fact that one of you actually did have a shovel but just didn't realise. You spent quite a lot of time on that island going, how can we dig a hole?
One of the players with a dick went around and just drew like fake X's on the ground
Yeah,
to throw us, so we just had to dig up a load of unnecessary ground with an oar.
without a
It was a
shovel.
mess.
Yeah, it was you actually playing in that game at the moment, Sarah. So yeah,
Yeah. I was just
hijinks
thinking
on the
it
high
wouldn't
seas.
happen in my day.
No, no. And then you get. So I'm just pointing out that why have I put bolt when I want to put pouch? I've combined belt and pouch together to make the word bolt. I think I'm hallucinating now. Woo! Look at that. I can spell. And then you get 10 gold pieces as well, which is nice. So that is, I believe, all of the things from your folk hero background, but you are also a warlock. Ooh, very nice. So what we do is we open up the classes button here for those of you who are viewing. We look down here and we choose warlock, and it's warlock from the player's handbook. It tells us all about the warlocks here. Warlock, 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 and we scan down to see what really nice equipment that you've got. And here we go. We've got some choices here for you. So we have a light crossbow and 20 bolts, or any simple weapon. What would you like?
Let's go with a simple weapon.
Do you know what simple weapon you would like?
Probably a quarterstaff, I think.
I believe a quarterstaff is a simple weapon. But one of the great things about Fantasy Grounds is we click on the button, and right at the top there it says weapon, simple melee weapon. So we'll drag that across to you, and you have a quarterstaff. You have a component pouch or an arcane focus, your choice.
Arcane focus. I think.
It's pretty much kind of all about flavour, really. In Fifth Ed, they both do very much the same thing. It's just whether you want to describe pulling out. Why is it not allowing me to do arcane focus? That's a bit. It's probably me. I'm going to cheat. I'm just going to do that. I'm just going to write in arcane focus.
Oh, it seems you are running into the same problem as I do with the leather armor. And all the options are just infused for some reason.
I think the arcane focuses might be specific, so it's like wording.
And then we move to Scholar's Pack or Dungeoneer's Pack.
Why not go for Scholar's Pack? Because that seems more in character.
Once again, it seems that I cannot spell. Scholar's Pack. And there you go. It has unpacked things in the Scholar's Pack for you, which is quite nice. There is an interesting thing that we've discovered is that if you look at your equipment, you've got sort of the number of items, the name of the items. But if you put in location where the items are, for instance, backpack, it will actually note that the item is in your backpack. It certainly did with the bag of holdings that we did yesterday. And then finally, you have not choices, but you have these things. You have leather armor.
DM, if I may suggest, is that be careful when you put in the leather. Just look for the anti basic rules because they also have the same problem. The infused leather armor.
I don't have that problem. I'm looking here now, and I can choose leather armor from the player's handbook, from the Xanathar's Guide to Everything, and from the 5e SRD. So
Thank you for pointing that out.
Absolutely no problem. So you've got your leather armor there, and you've got a choice of another simple weapon. What weapons are simple? I can sense you just wondering.
Are maces simple weapons?
I believe so, but we can easily check because of the magic of this game. So we'll do mace, and we look at that. Mace is indeed a simple weapon. Do you want one of those for now?
Yeah, go on then.
Okay, and I have added you 2 daggers as well. So you are all sorted. Oh, there's an interesting thing here. Yeah. So if you do open up your class description, there is actually links with weapon lists, armor lists, adventuring gear lists, and tool lists as well, which is super useful that I've only just discovered. Okay. So I think that is all your starting gear for you. Now, what it's worth doing once you have put that in is ensuring that your leather armor is equipped rather than just carried. And then flip back to your main page to ensure that you've got the benefits of that leather armor. So at the moment, your armor class is only 12, which I don't think is right. Do you want to click equipped again? I cheated. I equipped it for you. So click on your leather armor again and equip it. And your armor class is still 12 at the moment, Sarah.
What should it look like, the picture next to the leather armor?
It looks like you're not even carrying it at the moment, so it's probably like a little shirt. That's it. I think that is the correct one. Yeah, and it's pumped up your armor class to 13 at the moment, which I believe is correct. Although it does seem a little low with your dexterity. So let's have a look. Leather armor, boom, boom. Base armor class of 11.
Yeah, studded leather stuff.
Yeah, so it'd be 11 plus your dexterity, which is 2. So 13 is correct. It has done the maths for you. The other things is make sure you equip your weapons, because once you equip your weapons, we can go to your action sheet. And this is the final stage of what we need to do before we go on to character connections. So once you've equipped your weapons, you go to your actions, and you need to just double check your your bonuses just to make sure that it's done the calculations correctly. If not, we will have to adjust those. There's some interesting icons that are easy to overlook next to your weapons. There's whether you're using it melee or thrown or ranged, whether it's in your primary hand. If you click on it, it can be on your secondary hand, whether it's two-handed or in your offhand. So you've got a whole host of ways of manipulating your weapon. And if you manipulate your weapon, I can't believe I'm saying that phrase. If you manipulate your weapon, you will change the damage you will do with it. There we go. Once you've got all of your weapons functioning properly, the last thing to need to look at is spells. So obviously we have a warlock in our party, which needs spells. We have a fighter who just casts punch in the face. And we have a rogue that casts a sneak attack. And then we have a wizard, I believe. Yeah, I thought so. And because Ben wants to really make my life a misery.
Oh, actually, click on the little shield. I've kept the actual spell in there.
Oh,
in
look
case
at
you want
this!
to know which
Look at
one's
this!
which.
Yeah, this is the sign of a most excellent player that wants his character to survive, rather than a GM that just goes, "Oh, I can't handle this anymore. Oh, sorry. It's a yeah. Oh, that was ow. Oh, yeah. Oh dear. He has made my life a dream, and if my life is a dream, it makes everything go smoothly. And this is beautiful, and this is why I love D&D. What Ben has done here is he's renamed the spells to give them really cool flavors for the setting, and mechanically, nothing has changed. But it's beautiful reskinning of items, and quite often that's all we need to do. We don't need to go, well, I want to use a katana, so I need to create a brand new weapon type. You can just say, well, it's a longsword. It's versatile. You can use a katana both ways. Job done. Reskin it, call it katana. We can move on. And I think this is beautiful, all joking aside, and I love to see things this. You might be picking up people who can see this with some of these options, the kind of character he might be going for, but we will leave that for a while. So I'm assuming, Ben, you are cool with your spells and you don't really need anything else going on there.
Yeah.
So Sarah, are you happy with your spells as well?
Yeah, I just wanted to check with you because I get I get light from both my race and is it from my race and from my class? So I've just put it in once. I assume that that's just all I have to do.
Yeah, I mean you can put it in twice, but I mean it doesn't mean as an action you get two lights going off. So yeah, you only needed it in once really. It's kind of a little bit of character repetition there, but that's good. One thing that you can do, if you go down to where it says mode and display, if you click on standard, it allows you to go to preparation, and it
Yep.
opens up. You can put how many level 1 spell slots you've got in there. So you see where it says spell scat and spell slots. You can change the numbers to what you've basically got.
Okay.
And then when you come out of preparation, it will give you little tick, little spell slot things that you can tick off once you've cast a spell. Sorry, preparation is mode right at the bottom left hand side of your character sheet.
Yeah, I can't remember how many spell slots I have. That's all.
One level 1.
Yeah, you are a warlock. Once again, you can find this information out fairly sort of rapidly, but you can modify it later. I'm just kind of letting you know because sometimes it's really useful. The other thing about the preparation mode is it does tell you all of the all of the details about your spells, whether it's daily, whether it comes back daily, etc., etc. So I think is everybody happy with their characters? Have we?
Uh, not sorry, but I have a question about the equipment thingy related to the background.
Yep. And what is that question?
So you see, the original intention was that the background equipment was based on charlatan, while the feature came from the far traveler. So is that allowed? Because I think they allowed the feature can be picked from any other features as per the rule book, which meant
Right.
that the original class was supposed to be based on charlatan, and then we modify the features, we modify the proficiencies of both tools and skills, such that. So because I'm taking the equipment of the charlatan, am I allowed to? That means I can get a disguise kit, the fine clothes.
Yes, it
But
does.
I'm probably not gonna take the whatever the fake charlatan tool to keep with my character, you know, because it was supposed to be like it's kind of like a mix of it basically. I mean, this
Right.
is just talking about mechanically, but that's allowed, right? So my equipment from the background will be the disguise kit,
You can
which will
choose.
be
You can choose the equipment from one background. If you want to choose charlatan, then that is absolutely fine.
fine, right?
Does that answer your question?
So basically, just to confirm, my background doesn't wait. Sorry, my equipment doesn't have to match my feature, right?
It needs to match your
The-
background.
Oh, but we are playing custom background. Wait, but I'm already using custom background, which means that we're not even sure which original background it was supposed to follow if
Yeah.
the
So
feature was also different.
you won't get your equipment from both backgrounds. You have to choose your equipment from one background because otherwise
Oh,
you are
okay.
doubling up on equipment. So
Yeah, I'm choosing the charlatan over the part traveler because yeah, so I'm just choosing the charlatan.
yeah, that is absolutely fine. You choose it from one of your backgrounds and one of your class basically, and that will give you your equipment. Excellent stuff. It looks like you've done it all absolutely fine, and you've got everything going there as well. Nicely done. I think if everybody is happy with your characters, and I think you've done um, an amazing job already. We've come to the end of character creation. All we need to do now is work on character connections. So if everybody is ready for that, you might well have already. I know you spent a lot of time in chatting about
Oh
it.
wait, yeah, one last thing. So I've been thinking about there's one thing that I could like like I'm thinking about not letting the the con item go to waste. So can I just reflavor the con item? Like one of the con items that we are allowed to have is the signet ring, right? The fake one.
Yeah.
So can I just reflavor it to become my family signet ring? Because I came from a pretty affluent family of sorts. Can I
Uh,
just reflavor it as that to fit with my original
Absolutely.
thing?
Obviously, it's not you're not a noble, so you don't have any of the benefits of being a noble, but it can be your own family's signet ring. Absolutely.
Yeah, let's just say my family has some, well, not influence, but they are very well respected. People actually know their
That
trademark and
is
all that. So,
background. There is no
no,
guarantee
things like
that
that.
you've got that because obviously taking the noble background gives you those benefits.
This is just for flavor stuff. I'm not going to use it for,
Yeah,
because
yeah, for
my plan is
flavour it is
meant to be
absolutely
charlatan.
fine. I just wanted to be very clear that you wouldn't get any additional benefits from it, but it can be your family's ring instead if you prefer.
Yeah, please do, for everyone. Thank you.
That's okay. Absolutely. We need to make sure that everybody is on a level playing field and has equal benefits, especially at level one.
Oh, one
Okay.
last thing. Yeah, where does the coins go? Because the 15 pouch thingy,
Yeah, I
the 15
didn't.
gold
Didn't you?
pouch.
You keep sort of breaking up for me. What did you say?
What about the gold pouch, the 15 gold?
Yeah.
Like it's not included, so where do
Uh,
I put that? I kinda not sure.
you need to open up your inventory. You've got 15 gold
Okay.
on your character sheet already.
Oh, so this is the right place, right?
Yeah, where
I'm
it
not
says
sure. That's why I
treasure.
wanna ask.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
That is perfect. Okay. So before you disappear a minute to midnight, I think it's probably best to start with you. So you need to choose one of the other player characters, and you need to tell me how you are connected with that. Just one of them. It just needs to be very brief, and then we'll move on to other connections between the characters. So which player character are you connected with?
You see, Minnie to Midnight, but she's called mostly Minnie. She met Kyoshi like not long after she get to serve the life debt of Tatsu, which is will later be explained. So it's somewhere in the harbor, not long after she arrived, that
So,
she kind of like saw Kyoshi, and there's something that she sensed from him that just makes her like curious, like there's something beneath him
okay,
that. So basically she decided to just like offer her like offer him like a possible like traveling companionship, because so it just happened that they are going roughly the same direction. So
okay,
she's basically just around to like she feels there's something that she could learn from him, or because it's just her, she's following her gut feeling to stick close to him.
okay. So your character connection is with Kiyoshi. Fantastic stuff.
Hmm.
Okay, so Kiyoshi, are you happy with that? That Minute
Yeah,
to
I think
Midnight
that's
had met you in the docks and the like. This
or
is
wherever.
um, sort of roughly where one of the main sort of ports within the Five Thunders. I'm guessing. Does that sound right?
So he's been wandering around for a while, like he's looking for something.
Perfect. So what we need you to do is choose a different character to tell us your connection with them.
Yeah. Whilst he's been wandering around places, gaining some kind of reputation for himself, even though he himself isn't after this reputation, but he has noticed Kagayaki's good um, good acts, kind acts amongst the common folk, and then something happens along the lines, some altercation, and then Kiyoshi steps in to help her, and then in this altercation he breaks his actual sword. So he now only, this is why he only has a tanto or a dagger now.
Right, interesting. So your connection is with Kagayaki,
Hmm.
um, and just define it. Something good, maybe, or what was it that really connected you to them?
Well, we don't have anything super flashed out.
Right,
Basic. So it was basically something along the lines of she was helping people who were in need
and you
in
just felt
general,
that
and
that
it's
is,
like, okay, she's a good person,
yeah,
but then she's like gone down an alleyway, and somebody has followed her down said alleyway, and it's
right.
like, okay,
Yeah, no, that is
something along
absolutely
those lines.
perfect. You kind of witness that they might be in trouble, having done these good deeds, and you decided to step in. A perfect introduction. And then did you travel together after that, or has that only just happened?
Yeah, we could have been traveling after that, or we just happened to all be going the same kind of way,
Yeah,
or
that is
something.
good. I mean, I
It's
think
like,
you know the
cat, why do you keep following me?
yeah. Excellent. So that is Kagayaki. So we move to Kagayaki now, and obviously your connection should be with Tatsu. How did you get to know Tatsu, for good or ill?
So Tatsu and I would have lived in sort of nearby villages or settlements when we were young. Um, so I would have known them from that time, but probably not, beyond sort of adolescence from my point of view, because in my head I'm slightly older than Tatsu. But we would have kind of like there would have been trade between the families and that sort of thing. So I would have kind of grown up knowing the boy that was Tatsu.
Perfect. Um, and then we finally move to Tatsu. You obviously have a broad scope. You can't choose Kagayaki because they've chosen you, but out of Kiyoshi and Minute to Midnight, um, choose your connection to them.
So my connection will be with Minute to Midnight, kind of closing the loop.
Mhm.
So Tatsu is a somewhat rambunctious individual, and after a particularly nasty bar fight and threats to kill someone, that person later turned up dead. And whilst he was going to be executed for it, Minute to Midnight was able to get him off, get him out of the hangman's noose. So he is obviously very grateful for that, and has sworn a life debt to her.
All right, a life debt. That is something quite serious.
It is, yeah.
Absolutely brilliant. So that is what we have. We have our characters generated, and I will open up our PC page so we can now see all the characters so far in the Untold Chronicles. Look at this.
DM, if I may, um, am I allowed to say, just for flavor purposes, may I change the background name, not the contents of it, just the name,
The
such
name
that it
of
fits
yeah, yeah,
the background?
just like Kiyoshi has changed the names of the things. If it's just the name and it's for flavor, then changing it is absolutely fine. In fact, it is encouraged as long as we all know what
Yeah.
it's originally supposed to be.
Yeah, Sneak Attack renamed to Stealthy Stab.
Yeah.
All the fun.
So yes, is the answer to that. So there we have it. We have our four. I'm not sure whether I'm allowed to say heroes, but we have our four companions. And once again, a huge thank you to Stuart Jamhands for this magnificent underlay picture of our protagonists from Court of Five Thunders. We have Kiyoshi, High Elf Wizard, whose magics are somewhat changed and different. We have, and I love the name Minute to Midnight. I think it's very, very cool. Our Tabaxi Rogue. We have Tatsu, our human fighter, which is interesting, it being based in the Court of Five Thunders. And last but not least, we have Kagayaki, a warlock, and we're not entirely sure whether they are truly an Asimar at the moment or not. All will be revealed in episode 1. So, because of the speed of character creation and everything else, I think we're going to finish earlier tonight.
There's one last thing though. If you DM, if you want, like you can just shorten my character name to Mini. If instead of like having to, because I feel so bad having a character name with like 3 words, while the rest are just like 1 word.
Absolutely, all of this will come out in play. So the names that your characters adopt during the game, you can sort of role play, and yeah, I'm certainly don't have any issues with changing your name in game.
It's not changing the name. It's just that I mean you can like just refer to my by my nickname to save you the time because it's pretty like mouthful to have to keep saying minute to midnight every time.
That is awesome. Thank you very much for that. I'll bear that in mind. Um, Absolutely. So we're going to say a big thank you to all of our players. In a couple of weeks on Sunday night, we will be starting episode 1. And it's going to be interesting to see where they're going to be starting in the Five Thunders. And we're going to be seeing some very interesting gameplay with some of these characters. So I hope you've enjoyed the stream. I hope you enjoyed meeting these new characters. Tomorrow I'm not streaming. It is Monday. I'm going to be catching up on One Division. which supposed to be, next episode supposed to be absolutely awesome. So I'm not going to say anything because I don't want spoilers and everything else. So I'm very excited about that. And then Tuesday night, wow, we go to Scraplands, and Scraplands is a different location. So I'm very excited about introducing characters to that as well. But we're getting there. We've only got next week for the session zeros for those sessions, and I think we've got Scraplands, we've got the Gardens of Shidaklar, we've got Shadowless, and we've got Iona. 4 more settings, and then we're complete. And then the week after, we start truly with the true tales of the Untold Chronicles. So thank you very much for all the subs. Thank you. We've had a few tonight. Really appreciate those gifted subs. You are legends. Thanks for the follows. Hope you're excited as I am. Keep in touch. I'll be messaging people about all the games next week, tomorrow, and then we start again another week. In the meantime, have a good whatever is left of a Sunday, and I will catch you all very, very soon. Stay safe and take care, everybody.